The new year is here, and with it quite a lot of furry things to be excited for. Hello, I'm Shadow Raccoon.
And I'm Theodore Rabbit.
And here are some furry things that we can all get excited for in 2021. So it's 2021, and when it comes to the world of furry movies, games and TV, it seems that there are loads of things to be excited about.
Granted, some of these things are leftovers from last year, but hey, there'll just be more to make 2021 even better.
As always, we can only fit so much into these videos and our categories, so please don't be upset if something that you are really looking forward to hasn't made it into our list. Drop it in a comment below, and then everyone can check it out, including us. No doubt, one of the things I'll be doing this 2021 is catching up with a stack of TV series that came out last year.
It certainly doesn't help that more and more streaming services keep popping up, often with excellent new content, and 2021 doesn't look to be any different.
And sadly, whilst Zootopia Plus is not out until 2022, there are still some excellent furry cartoons for us to enjoy here in 2021. Announced back at the end of last October, Tiny Toons LOONIVERSITY will be appearing on our screens and in our lives in late 2021.
Whilst the look of them has been modernized, it sounds like the show that we all know from the 90s, and certainly still at its heart, with the new reboot being stated as capturing all the clever, edgy and smart humour that made Tiny Toon Adventures such a standout series.
Following up from the Animaniacs reboot will sure be a tough act to follow, but given how awesome that series was, and that they've got Steven Spielberg behind the wheel on this one too, we have high hopes for Tiny Toons LOONIVERSITY.
BEASTARS was huge when it came out. I remember the random screenshots and posts on Twitter and desperately seeking out a English fan sub of this show just to be able to watch it. Set to premiere in July 2021, Season 2 of BEASTARS is set to be even more action-packed than the first series. Having watched a trailer for it, I must agree with that statement. And I think I might have to go and recap on Season 1, watch it again, just to remember how great that was. Now, if you're wondering why we don't have more to say on BEASTARS Season 2, well, we have decided deliberately to keep this section short, as I simply do not want to spoil it for myself or anybody else who's waiting for it.
Spin-offs. TV history is littered with them, from the excellent to the not worth bothering with. They can be quite polarising to say the least, and now we have one in Furry too, with We Baby Bears, a spin-off of popular Cartoon Network series, and one of my favourite furry shows, We Bare Bears. Yay bears!
As you would expect from the title, the show follows the bears as their very much younger selves, featuring fun and fresh stories with the bears travelling through different worlds via their magical box. The Baby Bears segments were certainly one of my favourite parts of the original series, and I'm really excited to see how this show pans out.
Returning in an all-new series on Disney+, Chip and Dale are back in what is dubbed to be a 21st century take on a cartoon classic. Animated by award-winning French studio Zillam Animation, their look is certainly different and very eye-catching.
Whilst the details are limited, with little to no information about the plot or the story, except that they will be living, of course, in a small park in the middle of a bustling metropolis, it's hard to make judgment on the show just yet, but I suspect if the Chipmunks fans will be absolutely going nuts for this one when it finally does come out.
As we all know, last year was not the best for cinema, and in fact a lot of last year's movies have all been rescheduled to come out this year. And that, combined with the films that were supposed to release this year, means that 2021 is going to have some great furry cinema to look forward to.
Like Peter Rabbit 2!
I am so fed up with putting that film on lists Please, Sony, please, just release Peter Rabbit 2 and make my bunny happy.
Hey, it's gonna be a great bunny film. I mean, what with Peter Rabbit heading to the city and finding more bunnies like him and...
And I don't know. And if rabbits aren't your thing, how about a bit of 90s nostalgia with Space Jam 2?
Wait a minute, there's still rabbits in Space Jam?
Oh, dope. Still, we're still yet to see a trailer for this movie, but I think if you have a soft spot for the old movie, this sequel starring LeBron James, should certainly be on your radar this year.
A film that's appeared on lists of 2019, 2020, and now 2021 is Wish Dragon.
Poor Wish Dragon.
This animated comedy film is a story about a 19-year-old student, Din, who finds an old teapot containing a wish dragon named Long, voiced by Jackie Chan, who is, as you may suspect, a magical dragon able to grant wishes, and through this is given the chance to reconnect with his childhood best friend. Really hope this one is released this year, please, as I really want to see it now.
Oh, me too. Now, I've included this one in my, this 90s version of it, in my Movies That Suck list. But 2021's Tom and Jerry movie looks set to be a lot better, at least. Ditching the full-on animation for a combination of live action and animation instead, this movie is set to see the dynamic duo get booted out of their comfy home and head to the mean streets of New York, where, as you expect, the usual sorts of chaos will ensue. Honestly, I just hope that there's no unexpected musical numbers in this one, like in the last film.
Well, if songs are your thing, there's also a sequel to 2016's hit musical comedy, Sing 2, set to release in late 2021.
Well, somebody sounds like they are really looking forward to that one then. I'll get you front row seats.
No, it's okay. You're good.
I've covered this topic in a little more detail previously. I actually did a video about 2021 movies to look forward to. So there's a link on the screen now. You can go and check that out if you would like. But I think overall, these films should all be furry enough to keep us entertained through 2021. And of course, hold us out until 2022 when Disney Pixar's Turning Red gets released.
Oh boy, here we go. This one's gonna be
that's so furry.
So furry.
It's always a good year when it comes to furry games. They just get better and better. And 2021, to no surprise, looks set to be an amazing year for furry games too.
For those of you who managed to get your paws on a PS5, all 4 of you out there, one of the biggest furry releases this year is going to be Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. The game will see you running through rifts that take you through several different planets instantly, though the use of a new move. The game also introduces a new playable character, a female longbacked, who at the time of this writing anyway, doesn't still yet have a name. But it's certain that the furry fans already like this one.
And if you're a furry RPG fan, THQ Nordic looks set to have you covered in their post-apocalyptic game, BIOMUTANT, with its unique martial arts-styled control system, where you can mix melee, shooting, and mutant ability action, along with rich crafting. You'll see yourself battling through dynamic worlds, meeting quite a lot of furry characters on the way through, and ultimately deciding your own end story based on the choices that you make in the game.
I still want to see this one. And for those of us furries who perhaps prefer a more indie game experience, 2021 is set to also have some more fantastic games.
One of the indie games I think I'm most excited for this year, at least, is Bear and Breakfast. This adorable laid-back management adventure game sees you play as a well-meaning bear trying to run a B&B in the woods. Yay bears! As your business expands, you'll need to manage your B&B more, add rooms, make upgrades, redecorate, and as the game goes on and progresses, you'll find yourself meeting colourful characters and delving deeper and deeper into the mysteries of the forest.
Also, fans of Tony Hawk's skating games who also wish their game to be a little more furry, get ready! SKATEBIRD is finally expected to arrive in 2021. This cute avian-themed skate game will see you play as a range of birds, grinding on bendy straws, kick-flipping over staplers, and carving killer lines through cardboard and sticky tape parks. Also accompanied with a unique lo-fi bird hop soundtrack.
Our camera bird is going to love
Oh, it's going to go nuts.
With its prologue out and the game set to be released later in 2021, Brok the Investigator is a narrative-driven adventure game that blends action and investigation in ways never seen before.
Yeah, looking forward to that one.
Playing as Brok, a private detective, you'll adventure through a deep and emotional narrative-rich world filled with characters reminiscent of classic 80s and 90s cartoons. The game claims to combine a combination of classic adventure, beat 'em up and RPG elements, so it should have something to offer many of us.
Yeah.
And I have to say that the artwork on this game is simply amazing.
Following on from the smash hit visual novel of 2017, Nekojishi, Lin and the Partners sees the game make a shift to the role-playing genre, featuring a new top-down view with 3D graphics. You'll explore the city of Taipei, featuring new furry characters, and take on side quests alongside the main story. Like its predecessor, this game is set to really appeal to the furry market, with its character designs and visuals.
And I just couldn't end the game section without a quick mention of Wanted Raccoon. This indie game from Russia will see you playing as a raccoon, stealing food, riding a skateboard, fighting people, and leading a resistance. What is not to love here? It might be the only game you need in 2021 if you're a raccoon. Hopefully, this game is set to release in the first quarter of 2021, and I simply cannot wait.
Oh, I wonder why. It goes to TV for a couple of weeks.
I'd like now to very, very quickly cover furry conventions quickly in this video too. Hopefully, with the progress being made around the world and such, a furry convention or meet will become a reality sometime in 2021. Might not be the first half at least, might not even be the first 3 quarters, but hopefully sometime this year.
I cannot wait for them to return, please.
Oh, I miss them so much too. So there we go. Those are some furry things you have to be excited for in 2021. What things are you looking forward to this year the most? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please click that like button, or consider supporting us on Patreon. There's a link in the description below. I'd just like to take a moment to quickly thank Matt Nightwall for joining us as an Ultimate Shiny Patreon. We really appreciate the support. I'm Shadow Raccoon.
And I'm Theodore Rabbit.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye!
Bye!